Hi, my name is Matt, and I got really into making wands when I had a friend come in who loved Harry Potter. Now, a couple of days ago I noticed that one of my cousin's birthdays is coming up. She also likes Harry Potter. So let's make another one. Now, the first thing that I did was I made a small blank that was about 15 inches long, and this is going to be made out of mahogany. So I just cut off a little portion on the end so I could stick it into my chuck. And now I'm going to turn it round. And I can just use this shear to turn towards the tailstock or the headstock, where most of the support is for the spindle. Now you're seeing me establish where I want the handle to be. If I was going to go back and do this again, I would probably put this section in a little bit later. As you can see, it can cause a little bit more stress on that middle section than I like. Luckily, however, I didn't have this wand end up breaking on me, and I owe that a lot to using these shearing cuts towards the tailstock. Now, there are two ways that you can end up doing this. You could turn the end first, or you could turn the handle first. I like turning the end first because that's going to be where I'm going to be removing the bulk of the material, and so I want to do that when the piece is the most stable. Now you're just seeing me put in some little nubs that'll make the wand look a little bit more organic. And for this I'm using a round carbide tool for most of the detailed work, but then using a square carbide tool to get the actual shaft diameter to a continuous size. And towards the end, I'm just using a shearing cut to end up giving me a nice beveled end. Now that I'm done with the shaft, I can work on the handle. Now, I accidentally turned that a little too thin, so to make up for it, I decided to end my handle a little bit further down. Now, I don't want an overly complex handle because this is just going to be for my cousin, and I don't want something that feels weird in a smaller hand. So I'm making sure the majority of the handle is relatively basic and easy to hold shape. And I'll make the pommel a little bit nicer. And once I'm done with all the details, it's time to just sand it. I want to make sure to sand it really well, and especially focus on the handle because I don't want any chance for splinters. It's nice to use some leather when you're doing a turn like this, where it's so thin. That way you can more encapsulate the piece that you're turning, and you don't have to worry about the heat from friction. Once I get it to a nice and smooth section from sanding, I start working on the end and getting ready to end up raking it off. Now this broke off a little bit earlier than I was expecting, so I just had to end up bringing the tailstock into the actual end a bit and using that to sand it. I can just cut off the end and put some paste wax on, and I am done. Thank you for watching, and if you could please leave a comment or a like, that would really help me out. Have a great day.